How's it going, everyone? So today is very exciting for me because I've just bought a brand new electric guitar. This is going to be the Schecter Nick Johnston signature model. It's the Diamond Series. We're going to do an unboxing. I've heard a lot about this guitar. There's plenty of reviews on this on YouTube. I was trolling through them myself when deciding whether to buy this guitar or not. So we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing and I'm going to tell you the reasons as to why I've bought it and go from there basically. But to first start off, this is my first electric guitar that I've bought in over 16 years. The last guitar, or should I say the last electric guitar I ever bought, was my white Paul Gilbert Ibanez signature model. So I'm going to get into why I've chosen Schecter and this particular model in a moment, but without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. It arrived in the post about 2 hours ago. Genuinely not opened this box, so let's get stuck into it. If you like this video, guys, then please make sure to subscribe and to like, and also to pop in the comments what you think of the sound of this guitar. I've bought it in Atomic Snow. Let's check it out. So as you can see, it's a huge box because it should have the actual guitar in it itself, and it should also have the Hiscox guitar case that I'm hoping and praying will fit this guitar. So let's check it out and see. I obviously bought this from Andertons because I like Andertons. Who doesn't like Andertons? Always watching their YouTube videos. I'm also going to be doing some more reviews of gear because I've gone on a little bit of a gear quest recently. So if you do like this video, as I say, make sure to subscribe because there's going to be more gear reviews coming up. What I will say about Andertons is trying to open the box, nothing will get through, honestly. They wrap it really well. Ooh, okay, so definitely got the Hiscox case and the Schecter. So obviously this is not a sponsored video. I haven't got this guitar or case for free. Just so you know, I have bought this with my own money. Right, Hiscox case. Oh. Nice. It's pretty light, actually. What's this stuck on me? Right, so we'll see if this fits with the guitar. It's meant to fit Fender style guitars, so we'll check that out soon. There we go. Right, let's get this box out of the way. There we go. So we've got the Schecter brand at the front. 16 years I've been waiting for a new guitar, guys. Well, I say that, I mean electric guitar. 16 years since I bought an electric last time. It's been a long wait. Let's see what we get. Whew. Making a mess as usual, some things never change. Right. Straight away, the string spacing seems a little bit wider. So what's in the box? Quality assurance check from Andertons on what they've checked. Little accessory kit with the whammy bar. Any balls aren't my favourite strings, but that's not anything on the brand, it's just because, yeah, I can't really play them. Right, that's everything in the box. Dun dun dun. I can see the fret inlays. Really nice inlays on this. Yes, locking tuners, that's at the back. It's packaged really well, I'll tell you that. And there we go. Whew. Schecter Nick Johnston signature model, Diamond Series. Wow. It's definitely classy. Awesome. So you can see that I bought this in the SSH configuration. I'll explain why in a moment. Whew, it's quite light as a guitar. It's not too heavy. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the whammy bar in. How did you actually open this? Right, so let's put the whammy in. Okay, it's not in tune. Right, let me quickly tune it. It'd be really nice if companies offered to put Alexas or other guitar strings on these guitars rather than just any balls. I know any ball strings are pretty cheap and most people don't have issues with them, but if you're like me and you've got a weird chemical in your sweat that just kills off these strings, then it's a bit annoying. So what I'll do is I'll probably end up straight away just replacing these strings. Not too badly out of tune. It's the top 3 with 5 cents out of tune, 5 cents too flat. Yeah, it's going to keep going out of tune. Anyway, I'm going to stop doing guitar bends so that you're not just watching this just like bored to death at home. Okay, a little bit of fret buzz, so it might need a bit of a setup. Right, so there we have it. I used to have a Hiscox guitar case years ago for an acoustic guitar that I never used to play. Ended up selling it for that reason. Oh my days. This is lovely inside. Keys to lock it. How nice is that? Very nice. Moment of truth, let's see if it fits. There we go, it fits nicely. Awesome. Thought it would. Really like the colour of the inside of this Hiscox case though. It smells nice as well. Here's the back. Here's the front. Alright, so why did I actually buy this guitar? Right, so all the guitars I've ever bought personally myself, not ones gifted to me, but ones I've bought, have always been Ibanez. Obviously I'm a metal guitar player predominantly. I do other styles as well. So even though metal's my favourite style, I try to play in as many different styles as possible so that if I'm ever in a musical situation that I'm out of my comfort zone, then I survive. I bought this guitar because for quite a couple of years now, I've been wanting to find something a little bit more traditional, like a Fender, but isn't a Fender. I wanted something that feels like an Ibanez, which feels like home to me. This definitely feels that way. It's quite a thin neck. But I wanted something that's a little bit more classic sounding in the neck. So I wanted a single coil. I wanted SSH specifically. And I wanted the humbucker still in the bridge so that I can still do rock if I wanted to, and so I could also get a thick, warm lead sound. But for the other pickups, I just want a single coil so that it sounds kind of spanky when it's clean. I've gone through a phase of kind of feeling with humbuckers in the neck that it can start to sound a little bit muddy. So I like the articulation of a single coil. And also I'm a fan of blues. You know, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's my favourite blues player, and I'm hoping that this guitar will encourage me to keep pushing forward into blues. That is it. So it's a perfect blend for me in terms of traditional and modern. That's why I went for it. I also wanted a bridge that, you know, is a typical Strat style bridge. It's got lock and tunes as well, which is really nice. Yeah, so that is why I bought this. I also bought it in Atomic Snow because I wanted something that would be suitable for lots of different musical situations. So I'm going to see how I get on. I'm going to have a little bit of a jam on this, and then I will carry on recording at a later date and show you the sounds that I managed to get out of this. Probably with Alexa guitar strings on rather than the Any Balls, which do feel weird already. I can just feel the difference between the different strings under my fingers. But so far this thing feels really nice. Let me get stuck into playing, guys. I'll be back in right a moment. Right guys, I'm back. So, it is a completely different day, actually a completely different week. So before continuing to shoot this video right now, and when I did the unboxing, I've done 2 gigs with this guitar. Literally just went out gigging with it, with the same strings that were on it before. Didn't really have time to be changing strings, and it worked a dream live. It really held its own. So I'm going to put this guitar now up to the test. We're going to hear how it sounds in all the different positions with the 5-way switch. We're going to go first with the clean sounds straight to my amp through the Shure reactive load into my audio interface. Then what we're going to do is we're going to try it with different levels of gain. I'm actually testing this through a Tubescreamer to start with, then the JHS Morning Glory, which I absolutely love. I just bought it recently. And then we're going to try it with the JHS AT Plus, which is Andy Timmons' signature pedal. Then lastly, we're going to actually try this guitar with the actual full-on PRS MT15 lead. So this channel's meant to be for all-out metal. I'm actually going to try, yeah, I know, shocking. I'm going to try metal on this thing and see how well it does. Will it chug? Let's get into it. Right, okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the different sounds that I was able to achieve with this guitar through all those different pedals and the amplifier itself. I was really pleasantly surprised how great this thing sounds. It just sounds unbelievable, I think, for the price. And I've had this guitar now for over a week, so the hype's gone a little bit, and I can say that honestly, it's beaten my expectations. I think what beat my expectations in particular was how good the trem was, and just how good these two single coils sound. It's a tone I've been searching for a long time on a guitar. So what have I done to this guitar since I finished those 2 gigs and did the unboxing? Well, I've actually restrung the guitar. So I've restrung this with Alexa guitar strings, which are my guitar strings of choice. I've put 10s on. I think it came with 9s. And yeah, so I was a little bit worried about the locking tuners, but you know what? The locking tuners were really easy to set up. I saw some worrying kind of comments about locking tuners and issues people had online. These Schecter Nick Johnston tuners work really well. So I've restrung it with Alexas. The whole process of restringing was pretty easy. The locking tuners were dead easy to use. I've never used locking tuners before, but I had no issues whatsoever. It was dead easy. So why did I buy this guitar? Why did I decide to go with a Schecter rather than an Ibanez? I mean, after all, Ibanez still is my favourite guitar brand. Ibanez is kind of almost like a bit of an identity thing for me. Might sound a little sad, but I'm sure you can all agree. You probably do have a favourite brand of choice that you identify with. The main reason why I bought this guitar is price. For 800 quid, or just under 800 quid, it's a lot of guitar for that money. Another reason why I bought this guitar was when I looked at the Ibanez catalogue. I mean, obviously the competitor for this guitar is the Ibanez AT series. They don't seem to have a mid-price point. It's either really cheap beginner AZ guitars that they just brought out recently, or the really expensive ones. I wanted a guitar that I could go out and gig with and not be crying myself to sleep if something happened to it. I didn't want to be paying, you know, over $1,000 and then taking it out gigging all the time in case something happened to it. So that's why I wanted a mid-price guitar. It is a bit of a weird feeling buying a Schecter. Never thought I'd buy a Schecter in my life, but there was a gap in the market when it came to Ibanez, and so I got myself one. Yeah, and that's how it came about. Now I'm going to break into the pros, the things that I like, and the cons, because I really want to be honest with you in terms of the things that I found that I like and I dislike. Now, these things that I dislike might not be issues for you. Maybe you're not typically an Ibanez guitar player. I am. So I'm obviously coming from an Ibanez perspective looking at this. So some of the things that bother me probably won't bother you if you're more of a traditional type of player. This thing is absolutely brilliant. It stays in tune really well. The strings do slip out of tune a little bit here and there, but give me a bridge that doesn't. But this thing stays really in tune. Even when I'm depressing the bar, you know, a minor third interval down, so 3 semitones, it still returns to pitch smoothly and in tune, which is amazing. So, got no issues with this at all. It's not like the whole thing goes out of tune when you're messing with the whammy bar. So really stable. I think you can get up to a semitone if you go up with the whammy bar. Sounds like you can get up to a semitone, but I've not really experimented with going up in pitch that much on the trem yet. My favourite thing about the pickups is the neck tone. Position 1 and position 2 are just my absolute favourites. I mean, you will have heard them by now. I'm new to single coils, so maybe they're not as great as I think they are, but to me they sound absolutely awesome. I mean, sounds like a Strat. So I find myself constantly going on to position 1 and position 2 a lot of the time. And as a rock player, obviously going to the humbucker for the rock stuff. This might sound a little bit weird, but this guitar, I think, is amazing for guitar bends. It's hard for me to explain why, and this is just my personal experience. But when I do guitar bends on this guitar, I feel like I'm in tune more. It's weird. I don't know if it's fair to associate that with the guitar itself. Maybe it's a psychological thing, I don't know. But I find that my bends are really in tune when I'm bending on this guitar, more so than when I'm playing the Ibanez's. I don't know why. Maybe I just feel like I play better on this guitar. Another thing that's really interesting about this guitar, coming from an Ibanez, is that the fretboard feels a little bit higher above the body than my Ibanez's do. And that gives a really weird sensation for me when I'm actually playing. It makes me feel a little bit more confident when I'm doing fast playing. Again, I can't lay claim that it's the guitar that's doing this, other than just my lack of experience with modern S-type guitars, I suppose. Yeah, the fretboard feels further away from the rest of the body than the Ibanez's. I don't know why. It kind of makes me feel different when I'm playing, and it still feels pretty comfortable to play. Maybe it's just the fact I've got a new guitar. Another pro is that I feel like this guitar is really, really loud, even unplugged. The notes sustain quite well when it's unplugged. So yeah, I feel it's louder unplugged than my Ibanez. Shall we do a test and geek out? Shall we really? Okay, go on then. It's definitely louder than the Ibanez. I definitely wasn't making it up. And the locking tuners are really easy to use as a newbie, which I've already said. No issues whatsoever. So it's fair to say that I really, really like this guitar. Yeah, no intention of taking it back or anything like that. This is absolutely a keeper. But let's get into the cons, and there is a few. So the first con is when I was restringing the guitar, I actually had to take off the back plate, so the back plate here, to get the strings out and replace them. Especially the low 6 string, it just wouldn't come out. So I had to take the whole back plate off. So maybe if you're a gigging musician, that's something to bear in mind. You might want to take off the back plate before you go gigging, just in case you need to do a string change live, especially if you've only got one guitar. Because otherwise it's going to take another 2 minutes just getting that thing off in between sets. This is a big con for me. I've never experienced this with the Ibanez's, but as you turn the volume down, you lose treble. I don't know why that would still be happening in 2022, but it is with this guitar, unfortunately. The top end just disappears more and more and more the more you turn the volume down, so it's almost acting like the tone control as well as the volume. I'm probably going to get that fixed somehow, maybe the way Andy Timmons does it, because I still want that top end, that treble, even when I'm turning down the volume. So I'm used to using the volume to kind of manipulate the amount of overdrive. So that's pretty annoying. The third con is where I pick is where the middle pickup is. So I'm constantly hitting the middle pickup when I'm picking, as you can see here. It's literally perfectly in the place where I pick. So that's a bit annoying. So I bet there's going to be lots of pick marks in the end, but there we go. It's something that I'm going to try and adapt to. I don't want to lower the actual pickup because then it's going to affect the balance in volume between the different pickups. I'm just going to try and adapt to the guitar itself. This is the last one, the last con of them all, is the upper fret access. Now, I bet you're all thinking, yeah, Sean, that's predictable. You're an Ibanez guitar player. You're going to want the upper fret access. You're going to complain about it. Yeah. I mean, it would just be really nice to be able to reach that 22 fret with ease. I feel like my hand's just hitting into the horn of the guitar here. It'd just be really nice for them to shave a little bit of the horn off just to stop that happening. Since it's meant to be a modern S-style guitar rather than trying to be too traditional. Still get to it, it's just a little bit uncomfortable. And that's all I've got when it comes to complaining about this guitar. So overall, I'm extremely pleased with it. Love the sounds that I'm getting, especially from the single coils. It's really playable, it's fun to play. Still experimenting with all the different sounds I can get out of it. I was actually quite impressed with how well it handles high gain. That's one thing that I never saw in the reviews on YouTube when I was looking at this guitar myself, is how well can it handle, you know, high gain situations or, you know, metal. Let me know what you think of the sounds of this guitar in a metal situation in the comments below, following on from this video. But yeah, so all in all, really happy with this guitar. I would recommend it to other people. Right guys, so that is it when it comes to reviewing this guitar. Pop in the comments below what your favourite tone was and your favourite pickup position in the demonstration that I did. And I will see you in the next video. Oh, and please make sure to subscribe. There's going to be more reviews in the future. Thank you for watching.